No, mate, no, I reject that 100%. Every single player in this dressing room, and I mean every single player, is 100% committed to Jarun and has zero desire to leave to go anywhere other than to their house. Now shut your face and stop causing trouble.
Jarune, za tebe mi dijete diše, tu je važno samo jedno, nogomet i ništa više. Jarune.
Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Jarun on The Impossible Dream. It is Season 10, Episode 7, I think it is today, and well, it's a Hail Mary episode because it's Chelsea and PSG as we wrap up our Champions League phase. But as you can see, the one good thing we've got going is a dressing room of happy players who want to stay. When there's a scroll, I mean, that is never good, is it? But, yeah, I mean, some of it is just wanting to start more games from where we've been rotating, so the likes of... the likes of Bertic is fine. Sithole wants to leave. I can't remember what he wants to leave for. But yeah, we can go down Kosic, Holt, Zinko, who I think I've actually agreed. I think he's transfer listed by Mr. I've kind of escalated that the wrong way. So he's transfer listed, but I don't want to sell him. Pinter wants to go. So does Montel. Sanchez wants to start more games, but we'll try and get that sorted for him. Monsalvo wants to start more games. And Cernic wants to play more as well. So, yeah. It's been better. It's definitely been better. We've had a lot of bids coming in for players, but we haven't sold anybody. We haven't signed anybody either, but our window's only opened yesterday in game, so that probably explains that. Now, there is one game to catch you up on before we go and get hammered twice here. That was in the league against Aussie. Now, obviously, they are a very good side, so let's go see if we could beat them. We went ahead just after half-time when Enrique crossed for Mazzolini. And it was 2-0 when Crespi ended a goal-mouth scramble. Before Laco's effort ended up in an own goal for our third. And a great team goal finished by Mazzolini made it 4-0. So this was just a really just clinical second half from us. The first half we were, I mean, you can see from possession, we were in control throughout the game, but it was looking a little bit like, these games tend to go for us at times. But yeah, second half just absolutely clinical. 2 goals in 2 minutes obviously helped. But yeah, really pleased with that. And that was the last game before the winter break. So at the winter break, let's check the league table or standings. And as we can see, we've got ourselves a nice little gap. Now, Hajduk Split have a game in hand against bottom of the league, Istra, so that could cut the gap back to 3 points. But it's a stronger league this season. I don't think there's any doubt about that. And the fact that we've got a little margin at the winter break, I think, is very good. And if we look at some of the league leaders, no one up there for us in the Golden Boot. I think that is as much as anything down to our rotation. But yeah, we've got the 2 top average match ratings. Holt is top of the assist chart, which is surprising because he seems like he's having a bad season, but clearly not. Pinter is top of the clean sheets. What is going on there? And we've got 2 guys that have won a lot of Man of the Match awards as well. So it's happy days for the most part. But let's go and bring ourselves back down to earth. We host Chelsea. It is our final league game. Now, of course, we've got the 10 points. We should be okay to get into the knockout rounds at this point. But we want to try and get just a little bit higher up if we can to get seeded in that draw. Chelsea are currently below us, though. So they're not having a great season. Who are they in the Premier League? So they're currently 4th in the Premier League, so they're still a decent side, unfortunately. Alright, so we're going to have your match load for Torres. Alright, so we can bring Kovacic in for that. Some of this is just going to be down to playing the friendlies in the winter break to keep match fitness up. So, an unhappy Pinter in goal. Sanchez, Crespi and Butchman are the back 3. Kovacic and Enrique will be the width. Now we'll drop Sithole back in here to play there. Siraj will go in there, please, sir. With Montel, and then Laco and Bertic will be the 2 up top. Alright, so we can see the team sheets here. Reece James and Colwell are still there. I wonder if Eloy Fabregas is Seth's son. Lavia is still there as well. Fernandez, Casados, there's quite a few. Mudryk. Yeah, so they've hung on to quite a few of their players, as they probably should, given how much they spent on them all. But, yeah, anyway, that's good. Enrique is their manager. No pressure on us. Let's do the fans proud. That's probably a pretty good way to go, isn't it? We'll fist pump, we'll get out there and hopefully put on a good show. Now, one thing that has happened is Crespi has signed a contract extension, removing his 6 million release fee. So that is key. He's on 33 grand a week, which means Torres is on 33 grand a week. So it's been a very expensive upgrade, but I think it's worth it. I really do, because we probably would have lost him, if not this window in January, almost certainly next summer with a 6 million release fee. So yeah, wonder kids for that cheat get picked up pretty quickly, don't they? So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that, and I still think Torres is worth it. He's maybe not hit the heights he did the first season and a half with us, but he's still. Are we going to get a flag in the face? Not this time. Very nice. So let's see what we can do here. These are kind of free hits, aren't they? Because, like I say, we've got ourselves to our 10 points, and we've got a free kick to defend. Pinto, and it's not sure what happened to the follow-up there. It's gone out for a throw. So Pinto's made a save. I'm assuming it's going to be nothing because it never is. And it looks like Casado perhaps has just whacked one straight across goal and out for a throw-in. So as ever, we're doing fairly well in terms of possession, and we just need to figure out how to do something with it. Do we need to maybe lower the tempo in Europe? I keep forgetting to do that from the start. I wonder if the other thing we should do is be more disciplined to start with. Montel is looking nervous. As here we go, Siraj gets it taken off his toe. And let's see what we get from here. Now, we're expecting them to be a tiki-taka side, so we're trying to trap them on the outside. Just make life difficult for them, basically. We should get to that, shouldn't we? No, Enrique loses the header. And we've left them a little bit of space in midfield, which is probably a dangerous thing to do, but Casado gives a souvenir to the fans. Let's encourage them again. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. A point here would be absolutely huge, wouldn't it? It really, really would be. This is our last home game as well. And if we don't win this, we've only won one home game in this league phase, which is, to be honest, let's face it, that's lucky that if we are going to go into the knockout rounds with that sort of form. Because we drew Rennes and we lost to Manchester City. So Lacko's just lost control of it a little bit at the end there, didn't he? But we've picked it up with Butchman. Butchman for Sithole. Sithole with a good ball for Kovacic. Kovacic, early ball in. Oh, is he onside? Bertic. There's no one anywhere near him. And we're not even checking VAR. What has happened there? Someone has just completely fallen asleep. Look at that. There's no one anywhere near him. It is very close. You'd absolutely shoot him in the face if he got caught offside there. But he's behind the ball, I think. And we don't even check. And we scored from our only shot on target. We're Real Madriding it. Alright. Well, this would put a bit of a spin on things, wouldn't it? Can we get ourselves into half-time now? We have no doubt angered the beast. But, yeah, well, let's see. Just before half-time now, it would be a very disappointing time to concede a goal in truth. Come on. Oh, we do well with Kovacic, but he just couldn't keep possession. Oh, Crespi's been caught out a little bit. Sanchez gets back. Pinto makes the save. Come on, boys. Come on. Let's see. Can we get to the break? 2 minutes of stoppage time left. And we are 1-0 up at half-time. So, keep working hard. Yeah, we'll go with that. There's not really any point to extend this out, but we'll fist pump again. Montel not playing well on a booking in midfield is maybe problematic. We've got Palumbo, Raz, and Zinco who could all come in and do that job. So that's something to bear in mind here. I don't really want to... They're all looking pretty happy body language-wise, so there's no need to say anything, I don't think, at this point. Alright, so let's get Palumbo on for Montel. And Kovacic's on a booking as well, but he is playing well. But we do have the option of Torres, who's a pretty good option to bring off the bench, have he match load or not. Siraj isn't having a great game either in midfield there. I wonder, Raz has quite a good work rate. I wonder if he might be a good option. As we get to the hour mark here, they're pinging it around. Butchman with a big block. Palumbo gets it clear. So let's do that. Let's get Raz. He's got good vision, good passing, and a good work rate. That sounds like an advanced playmaker we want in this game to me. And yeah, the only other play that's making me, the booking is making me nervous. Oh, Crespi is, been done. It's a really good finish, isn't it? Across the goalkeeper, top corner. And it's 1-1 on the hour mark. So Lavia looks like he's playing halfback, doesn't he? Dropping in there. And Crespi, was he a little slow to react, or was it just one of those? He's done everything right. He's forced him wide. And it's just a very, very good goal. I'm thinking of maybe a little bit more of the latter there. So let's encourage us. It would be a shame to be ahead at half-time and not end up with anything, but it's very much on the cards right now, isn't it? Lako's not having a great game. Let's get Mazzoleni on for him, which would, I think, be our last stoppage. Well, it's going to be a penalty, is it? No, Palumbo's done well. And Kovacic has just about not given away a penalty as well. Come on. It floated cross, and it's over the top, is it? It is a goal kick. Alright, so we've made two. Now, is that one stoppage or two? Is there a way to check that? Probably the best way to check that is the time they came on, isn't it? So that was 61st, 59th. So that was probably silly in hindsight, wasn't it? Alright, so let's get on Mazzoleni for Lako. And I don't know that I want to take Sithole off for Bosniak, do I? Sithole's quite good at just reading the game, and I think I'd rather leave him on. The other one would be the booking of Kovacic, but he's having a good game, so I think we leave him on. All right. So we've played our cards. No doubt now we will get the red card. But let's see if we can hope for a little bit more than a point here. Which, given XG and basically every match stat, would be very harsh on them. But let's face it, it would be a great point for us. We would absolutely love it. And we've got a free kick. Bertic goes back to Enrique to Bertic. Can Bertic unleash? No, it gets tackled away from him. And can we put the pressure on them high up the pitch here and win this back? Is it going to go up the other end? Oh, I'm getting a little bit nervous about this now. Can we win that with Kovacic? He's not the best in the air. Come on. Oh, it's going to be it's the 87th minute. Don't do it to it, Chelsea. Don't do it to us. Here it comes. Here it comes. Kovacic's beaten. Switchman gets back, and it's a good save from Pinter. Focus, boys. Don't let it slip now. Corner in. It's up. It's away. It's not clear, though. And it ends the highlight. We're going to go into stoppage time, and I think... Okay, let's go back to cautious. I don't want to go defensive, but I hate defending a point, but let's hope we get a point. And it's a draw at home to Chelsea. That is a Premier League team, and a good Premier League team as well. Yes, we've been massively outplayed almost the entire game, but I think that's a good result if the performance was not brilliant. And I think, like I said, it took a genuinely worldly strike to get past our defence there. So, yeah, I think that's, the more I think about it, pretty good. So PSG's next, and 11 points will almost definitely get us into the next round now, so we can rest easy on that one. So youthful Jarun draw with Chelsea. Has it guaranteed us? Not guaranteed yet, but more or less that's that, isn't it? Guys, right there, we've got a game in the league. Not sure who it's against, but I'll catch you up on it before we get to Paris, which is up next. Okay, welcome back. We're getting ready to end the Champions League phase against Paris, and we were doing it without Enrique, who has been recalled by Manchester United. I was expecting this was going to happen. It's one of these where, I fought for it all the time. I saw they wanted him to play as a wing-back, which was fine, but they wanted him to be like a full-back wing-back as opposed to like a wing-back. And, yeah, so anyway, he's been recalled, which is annoying. But like I say, I was expecting it might happen, so we've got some plans in place to hopefully get him replaced. But we won't have anybody in for this game against Paris. But there is one game we do need to catch you up on. It was in the league. It was actually against Dinamo Zagreb. In hindsight, might have been a good one to show, given that there's not much riding really on the Champions League. But yeah. Anyway, let's go and see how we did against Dinamo. We took an early lead when Madzar finished a good team move. And it was 2-0 late on when Kovacic played in Palumbo. Before Palumbo turned provider for Madzar to get out third. Only for Dinamo to get one back in stoppage time. So a really good performance as we tend to get against Dinamo these days. They did, you can see on the XG tracker there, they did come into it a little bit later on when it was only 1-0 to be fair. So it was a little bit nervy for a bit there. But nice to see Palumbo getting himself, back to the Palumbo that we know and love. And yeah, generally speaking, a very pleasing performance. Always nice to see Medzag on the score sheet too, isn't it? So the league table after that. And it's looking very nice now. Even with that game in hand on of that Hajduk have, it would still be a 5-point gap. So yeah, that was a big win. Really, really big win. Let's see what we can do now against Paris. So a bit of a different opposition. And we can see we're expecting a 4-3-3 out of them. Everybody's inverted and inside, so we'll be obviously trying to trap them on the outside. And this is the team we're sending out. So Pinta goes in goal. Monsalvo, Crespi, and Butchman are going to be the back three. Torres and Holt go down the width. Then we've got Sitholt, Montel, and Zinco. A bit of a retweak in midfield. Just see how that goes for us with Lacko and Bertic being the two up top. I tell a lie, it's actually going to be Kovacic going down the right-hand side because of the match load for Torres. So, quite a few actual players. Donnarumma, Upamenko's in there. Nuno Mendes, I think, is a real player, isn't he? Vitinha, Declan Rice, and Mbappe is still there in this version of the world. So, yeah, it's a bit of a team they've put together there, isn't it? Let's keep our good run going, shall we? I think... do we just go with no pressure on us today? We are, this is an away from home game, so there is less pressure on us in that sense, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see too with Montel as the advanced playmaker, how that goes. Because I think the problem with Siraj is I'm not sure he's quite good enough for Champions League, but also he doesn't seem to play as well that little bit deeper. Certainly as a playmaker anyway. It might be that Mazzella, he's played well in that position in the past, but again, that was, I think, in the league. And yeah, sorry, I should have shown the Dinamo game in hindsight, given that it was first versus second. I think I was in a bit of a Champions League tunnel where, we're showing the end of the Champions League, but hopefully, this will be a good game, and be disappointed if we got pounded here like 6-0 and we missed a good game against Dinamo. But anyway, let's not hope that doesn't happen. So, yeah, I mean, we could, if we take something here, we could get ourselves in the top half of sort of the first knockout round teams, which would be good because it would get us seeded. But ultimately, it doesn't really matter because we'll probably get a tough draw anyway, won't we? Now, Paris they're already through. I don't know that they've guaranteed themselves a top spot, though, which is probably what they're looking for. So we've got a little bit of work to do here. Sitholt can't quite get to Declan Rice. He sort of sold himself short there a little bit, but Pinta is there to rescue us. So we lasted 15 minutes before a highlight. That's not too bad against what is a very good Paris side. Monsalvo gets that clear, and it'll go out for a throw, it looks like. Give them some more encouragement. And on we will go. So Newcastle is beating Ajax. Ajax, I think, are just ahead of us. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Ultimately, we've got if we don't take something from this, then it doesn't really matter. I wonder if we do lower the tempo down, exploit the middle, see if that works for us. Yeah, we're not having much possession, which is the slight issue. And typically, we know even against good teams, we tend to hold our own in terms of possession. It's just doing something with it that tends to be our weak point. But here we go. Looks like we've lost out there. And what will become of this? We've had bids for Zinco. He's requested to leave now. He's not happy because of, I think it was game time was his problem. I can't actually remember what his initial... Oh, that's a good pass for Mbappe. And yeah, I mean, that's above our paycheck, isn't it? Just split us apart. Who was it with the pass? Let's see if there's anything we could have done. Mbappe's there. Just ran off Butchman, didn't he? It's maybe harsh to say Butchman should have done better. He's an inside forward as well as Mbappe, so he's trying to find that gap between Butchman and who's out there. Would it be Holt or Kovacic, whoever it is? That's the gap he's looking for. I wonder if we play a higher line. Let's see if that works at all for us. Looks like match rating wise, Butchman and Kovacic have both been pinged with that, playing a 6-4. But only 1-0 in Paris. There's still obviously hope at 1-0. So we've been unlucky. If it builds confidence, I guess we don't think we have been. I think we've just been playing a better side. But you could say unlucky. I would maybe use the word... to be fair, well, they haven't created much. Their XG is quite low as well, so they haven't created... It's not like they've been created one or two really good chances. It was just one... maybe just one moment where we've been slightly unlucky. And here we go as we have won that back. Bit of a crunching tackle, but Paris have it again. I wonder if... let's get rid of all this. Just play it into space and just try and turn them around a little bit. Yeah, because our match ratings aren't great. But sometimes match ratings can be misleading, can't they? I've always thought that. It's not an original thought. It's always been a problem, I think. And that is 2-0. I'm not sure exactly what has happened there. It almost looked like it went through Pinter, if I'm honest, but we'll get a better idea from here. Vitinha, Butchman is... no, it's not... Pinter will probably be disappointed. It wasn't tucked into a corner as a finish, was it? But, yeah, Butchman, I think, is just a little bit outmatched by Mbappe, as many defenders will be. But I'm not sure there's much else we can do other than try and trap him on the outside. But he's got the pace just probably to run past everybody down the outside, doesn't he? So let's hang on. Let's pause it here for a second. Let's make some changes. Zinko can come off for Raz. Lako's having a poor game. He can come off for Mazzoleni, I think. Yep, that works. And Kovacic, Holt. The wingers aren't having great games, but I think that's just partly because of who we're up against as much as anything. Kovacek's got a foot in there. Yeah, look, Mbappe is he's just camped on Butchman, isn't he? So I wonder if maybe a way around this is could we try and man mark Mbappe, which would essentially double teaming him then, isn't it? Because Butchman will sort of naturally be there as well. It's probably a bit late at 2-0 in the 70th minute to figure that out, but let's see. Mazzoleni back to Kovacic. Cross comes in. It's towards Raz, who's good in the air, and Haim Raz has got himself a Champions League goal. It's 2-1, and well, could this be on? It's a really, really nicely worked move down that right-hand side. And Kovacic just drifted back into space. Good ball in. We know Raz is very strong in the air. And he's just floated the header over Donnarumma. And it's 2-1. All right. So Sithole is just tied. He probably just needs to suck that up a little bit. We could get Palumbo on there. Let's try that. Maybe. I think I like the idea of Palumbo a little bit better than what's his face, Bosniak. Let's demand more again. And is there going to be an equalising goal in this for us? We've got a highlight and we have possession. Correction, we had possession. Oh, what was that? Palumbo, can he get a foot in there? Not quite. And Mbappe switched sides. Which I'll take that as a win. That means that that means that we've annoyed him basically, doesn't it? So let's go and now are we marking him? No, it is the position of that. Okay. For a horrible second then I thought Kovacic was going to have moved over as well. But no. So if I'd figured that out a little bit sooner, you never know what could have happened here. But I don't think there's any disgrace. I mean, a loss is always a loss, and, you know, like all that caveat of stuff. We've been thoroughly outplayed, but a 2-1 result, I'll tell you what, better teams than us will lose by more than 2-1 in Paris, won't they? So it's not quite done yet, but we're not going to be seeded for the draw. We are going to... Are we? I mean, we're not we are mathematically through, because the only team that can catch us below the line is, well, Porto can't catch us, basically. So we're through. That is panic for a second then. So, youthful Jarun come unstuck. We have mathematically got ourselves into the next round. And again, getting ourselves out of the Champions League phase is a big deal still. So, very, very pleased with that. And guys, if you've enjoyed that episode, thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. The draw is not for a couple of weeks yet. I think it's a week in game. So what I'll do is similar to previous seasons. I will post the draw, the result of the draw on the Discord and Facebook, Twitter, all that kind of stuff. And then we'll be back for the first leg of that. And then we'll see what is happening around that game as to whether we show both legs or if there's a league game that is of interest. So that's what we've got. Until then, guys, open Aussie Bell, and thank you so much for watching. Window is still open as well, of course. Hopefully, well, we need an in for a left back, but hopefully there's no more outs. Take care.